Sometimes you start a project feeling energized and ready to go, only to find yourself exhausted, overwhelmed, and maybe even a little resentful by the halfway point. Burnout can sneak up on even the most organized project managers. But here's the thing. With the right habits in place, you can lead projects and protect your energy at the same time. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, I'm Dr. Katie Linder, a certified project manager, change manager, and coach who works full-time leading and supporting teams in higher education. On this channel, I offer real-world examples of how project management translates into the higher ed environment. If you're looking for ways to use project management tools and skills, both professionally and personally, to bring more ease to your work and life, you're in the right place. When it comes to avoiding burnout, the first thing to look at is the scope and the timeline of your project. A lot of burnout actually gets baked into a project before it even starts because the expectations are way too high and the deadlines are way too short. If you can, get crystal clear on what's actually in scope, what's out of scope, and how much time you really have to get it done. And if those deadlines aren't realistic, that's the time to negotiate, not halfway through when you're already running on fumes. Once the scope feels right, it's all about pacing yourself. You've probably seen projects where all the heavy lifting happens at the very end, and it's chaos. Instead, break your work into smaller milestones that can hit along the way. Each one is like a checkpoint that keeps you moving forward without that frantic last-minute push. Now let's talk about your calendar, because if you're not intentional with your time, other people will fill it for you. Block out chunks of focused work time and treat those blocks like they're a meeting that you can't miss. And when you can, try not to line up too many high-energy tasks back to back. Giving yourself a natural rhythm between deep work and lighter work helps keep your energy steady. Of course, burnout isn't just about time. It's also about carrying too much of the load yourself. Even if you're the project lead, that doesn't mean you have to do everything. Look for places to bring in help. Maybe that's a colleague reviewing a document, a student worker helping with data entry, or a partner organization taking on a piece of the work. Delegating isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sustainability strategy. And here's a step I see skipped way too often: recovery time. When you hit a big deliverable or wrap up an event, don't just barrel straight into the next thing. Build in a lighter day or a little breathing room. Without recovery time, the stress compounds and follows you into the next project. Finally, one of the most important ways to avoid burnout is staying connected to your why. When the work starts to feel tedious or overwhelming, take a moment to reconnect with the purpose behind the project. Why does it matter? Who's going to benefit? Keeping that bigger picture in mind makes the day-to-day work feel a lot more meaningful, and meaning is one of the best antidotes to burnout. Let me give you a real-life example of what this can look like. Say you're leading the redesign of your department's website. If you wait until the last 2 weeks to cram in all the content edits, get approvals, and tweak the design, you're going to be working nights, weekends, and probably eating lunch at your desk, and you'll hate every minute of it. But if you take a different approach, you can protect your energy the whole way through. You might start by mapping out the phases of the project. Maybe content review happens over the first month, approvals in the second, and design tweaks in the third. You block off focused work time each week just for the website, and you protect it like you would any important meeting. Along the way, you delegate strategically. Maybe a colleague takes ownership of a specific page, or a student worker formats photos for the new design. And when you hit a big milestone, like the final content approval, you give yourself a lighter day before diving into the next phase. By the end, you've still delivered the same high-quality website, but without running yourself into the ground to get there. Managing projects without burning out is all about balance, balancing scope with resources, effort with recovery, and speed with sustainability. The better you pace yourself and protect your energy, the more successful your projects will be, and the better you'll feel when they're done. I'd love to hear in the comments, what's one strategy you use to avoid burnout during a big project? And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more ideas on managing projects in higher ed contexts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.